Hello, my name is Kevin Brunson and I'm a member of the Altru support team. This is part 2 in the two-part video series for identifying and merging duplicate records. In the first video, we discussed running the duplicate search process as well as the duplicate constituent report. In this second video, we'll look at merge configurations, which are the individual fields or sections of data on a constituent record that we can merge. For example, interests, attributes, notes, memberships. Those are just a few of the fields that we can merge when merging duplicate constituent records. We're also going to look at merging records. There are two options. We can merge two constituents. This is ideal when you stumble upon two constituent records that are duplicates. Or we can run the constituent merge. This bulk merges constituent records that were identified in the search process. When bulk merging records, always be sure to preview the process prior to performing the merge. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm now on the home page in Altru. To begin, I'm going to select to go to Constituents functional area. On the Constituents page, we're going to select the Duplicates option. To begin, let's take a look at Merge Configurations. To go to Merge Configurations, we're going to select the option for Constituent Merge. And on the Constituent Merge screen, we're going to go to the Merge Configurations tab. By default, your database will have a merge configuration. You can use your existing merge configuration, or you can add a new one by selecting Add. Let's take a look at the existing merge configuration in this sample database by selecting Edit. When we look at the merge configuration, we can see the different types of fields that we can select or that we can include when merging constituent records. You can select or deselect a field by checking or unchecking the checkbox. You also notice that when we highlight a field, there's additional information about that field that we can fill out. Once you've selected or unselected the fields that you would like to include when merging records, you can select Save. Let's now go ahead and look at merging constituent records. So I'm going to go back to the main constituent merge page. So let's go ahead and now merge two duplicate records. From the duplicates page, we can select to merge two constituents. On the Merge Two Constituents screen, we have a couple different options. We have Source Constituent, this is the duplicate record. Target Constituent, this is the record that we're going to keep. And then Merge Configuration, and this is where we'll select our merge configuration. We also have the option to delete the source constituent or mark the source constituent as inactive. And if we mark the record as inactive, we can select a reason. Let's begin by selecting our source constituent. On the search screen, I'm going to search for my duplicate record, which is Douglas Ziegler, who we identified as a duplicate in the first video. I'm going to select the Douglas Ziegler that has the incomplete name, so he's missing the middle name, and is Avenue instead of AVE. So I can highlight that record and select, and then I'm going to select my target constituent, and that's going to be the Ziegler that has the middle name and Avenue is written out. Again, I can search, and I can go ahead and select my target constituent. I'm going to select the merge configuration that's in the database, and I'm going to select to delete the source constituent. At this point, we can select to merge the records by clicking on the Merge button. Depending on the number of fields in your merge configuration and the number of data that's on the constituent record, this process can take some time. When this process completes, the source constituent, the first record listed, Douglas Ziegler, will no longer be in the database, and the data that existed on that source constituent's record will now be on the target constituent's record, Douglas P. Ziegler. So at this time, we can run the constituent merge. The constituent merge is useful for bulk merging constituent records. This is useful if you don't want to use the merge two constituents. A time when you may run this is when you run the constituent search process and lots of duplicate records are identified. To run the constituent merge, from the duplicates page, we can select Constituent Merge. On the Merge Processes tab, we're going to select to add a new constituent merge process. The first thing we do is give it a name. I'm going to call this Merge Constituents. And if we need to, we can also give the description. We're going to select the merge configuration. In this case, I'm going to use the default merge configuration that we looked at earlier. In this case, we can also select the duplicate record source. In this case, we're going to select one of the search processes that have been created. In this case, we'll use the full duplicate search process that was created in video number 1. For target constituent criteria, we can let the system decide which is the target record, or we can select to use the oldest constituent record, the record that has been most recently updated, or the record that has the most GIFs. If we want to, we can also select to exclude constituents. For example, maybe you don't want to merge board member records. So if we wanted to, we could create a query on board members and select to exclude those constituents. In the minimum match percentage, enter the minimum match percentage criteria for duplicate records. This value is displayed on the duplicate constituent report. We suggest creating a number, at least 80%, but the higher the number you put in, the more likely these records are truly duplicates. We can select to only merge individual records, and we can select to omit individual organization matches. Again, like the merge two duplicates, we can select to delete the source constituent, or we can mark the source constituent inactive. And if we mark the source constituent inactive, we can put an inactive reason. At this point, we can save that constituent merge process. To bulk merge the records, we can now highlight the process and select Start Process. This will begin the merge. This will again show us the items that we filled out previously, and we can click on Start to begin that bulk merge. This process merges all the records that meet the criteria that we set forth from that duplicate search that we downloaded earlier. If we want to, we can also preview our merge results. We can see that we have record Greta DeBose with a target constituent of Greta DeBose, and that record will be merged. So as you can see, this tool is very useful if you have multiple duplicate records in your database that you want to merge in bulk. Thank you very much.